Hey everybody. So today we're going to be talking about the Negamon or Abbadomon deck. Just one of the weirder decks that I just think is super interesting. And just forewarning, this is kind of a casual deck, but I have won a couple of locals tournaments with it. So just a heads up. We're starting off with four of the Negamon Sphere Eggs. Uh, this is central to the entire deck strategy. Um, breeding area main. Uh, you when you play a card that mentions Negamon in its text, which pretty much every card in the deck does, you can lower its play cost by 2, and then lower it by an additional 1 for every Negamon that is in something's Digivolution sources on your side of the field, or for every Negamon in trash, and then you place this underneath. So essentially, you'll play out your Digimon, lower the play cost, and then slot this from the breeding area underneath. And other than that, you can't Digivolve over it. And the inheritable is when one of your opponent's Digimon attacks, you may change the attack target to one of your Digimon with Negamon in the text. So whatever this Digimon is doesn't have to have the attack redirected at them, but anything on the field that has Negamon in the text, which, like I said, pretty much everything in the deck does. And I gotta say, this is one of my favorite cards, or my favorite decks that they did kind of a special foil treatment with, just making them fully black like this is really eye catching, very cool for the deck. All right, so four of those, and over everything, this is mandatory. If you're running this deck, run 4 eggs, run 4 Negamon. That's what you're going to need. All right. Otherwise, the deck doesn't really function anywhere near what you would want. Okay. So level threes, we're just running 4 Soundbirdmon. On play, you reveal top 3 cards of your deck, add a card with Negamon in text to your hand, and 1 card with Abbadomon in the name. So that can be 2 Abbadomons. Abbadomon does mention Negamon, so you're good on that. Then you return the rest of the bottom of the deck. Kind of wish it trashed things instead, but that's fine. And then the inheritable is this Digimon gets plus 1000 DP. So DP can get incredibly high in this deck. This is probably the only black deck that can compete with red as far as what DP can get up to. So run 4, they're just you little searchers. And of course, we go on to our level 4s, and I'm running 4 Eismon. So it's got Rush, it's got Collision, it can Digivolve over a Scatter mode for 1 cost. On deletion, you can grab a Digimon card with Negamon in the text from trash, add it to your hand, and it's got Assembly, which makes it so that you can play this card from hand, lower the play cost by 3 if you have 4 Eismon Scatter modes in your trash that you can just put underneath as Digivolution sources. And then, of course, all turns, it's going to have the inheritable to add 1,000 to something. So just to be clear, assembly and Negamon's ability can be stacked, so you can make this for free fairly easily, or even just like a 1 or 2 cost, and then it's got rush, so you can get a lot done. Uh, then we're going to be finishing off our level 4s with one of those cards that has that lovely bit of text of you can have up to 50 of them in your deck. Just FYI, if you try to max rarity this deck, this is going to be probably the most expensive card. I think last time I checked, each of these were like $10 or something. But Eismon Scatter Mode, on play by trashing 1 card with Negamon in text from your hand, draw 2. And then it's got the same all turns effect of increasing something by 4K. So we run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17 of these. All right, so this is almost if this isn't in your opening hand, you might want to check again. But for the most part, this is going to be one of your primary playmakers in order to just on play get that extra draw power, and of course you've got some other stuff that's going to help out with that as well. But yeah, 17 of those. All right. We're of course going to be running 4 of the Raremons, who is a rare, so good advertising. On play, when digivolving, you can de-digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. Very straightforward. On deletion, you may play a level 4 or lower Digimon from your hand with Negamon in its text without paying cost. And for every 2 Negamons in your trash or Digimon's Evolution cards, you can add 1 to that level maximum. So you can get, if you have 2 in your trash, you can play out another one of these. Or if you have 4, you can play out a level 6 or lower. All right. So very useful. Oh, and of course, this is the first one that has a different inheritables all turns when attack targets change. If this Digimon has Abbadomon in its name, it unsuspends. So with that, if you're blocking, you can block twice, and if you are blocked, you can unsuspend and attack again. All right. We're also going to be running 4 Abbadomons. So he's your level 6, 11k. On play, when digivolving, if you have 4 or more Negamon in your trash and your Digimon's Evolution cards, you may play 1 Abbadomon core from your hand or trash to your empty breeding area without paying the cost. Alright, so end of all turns, once per turn, by placing 1 card, or 1 level 6 or lower Digimon with Negamon in text from your trash as this Digimon's top Digivolution source, you can delete a Digimon of the same level. And then assembly, you get to lower its play cost by 4 or by 6 if you place 4 Negamons from trash underneath. So working together, you can just if you have the 4 Negamons when Raremon is deleted, then you can obviously play Abbadomon for free. He'll grab them from trash, slot them underneath himself, and place your Abbadomon core in your breeding area, and that's pretty much it. That is your end game setup. All right. And of course, the very last Digimon card, we are going to run 4 Abbadomon core. Get ready for this one. So he has a breeding effect on your opponent's turn. If they attack, you can put 4 Negamon from your Digimon's Evolution sources or your trash into your breeding area, and then he'll move out. Okay? He has collision, piercing, security attack +1, reboot, and blocker. So he can change his own. He can change his own targets. He forces your opponent to block him if they can. He hits through them. He hits additional security. He restands at the start of their turn. He blocks on their turn. When attacking, when digivolving, and when moving. I think this is about the only card that has a when moving effect. But by placing 3 of your Digimon cards with Negamon in their text from your trash as his evolution sources, you get to delete all of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level. Yeah, with the lowest level. So He's in the breeding area. Your opponent attacks. You move him out. You now have all of your Negamons reset, so you can start playing stuff again with their effect. Grab 3 sources. Power him up as much as you want. Give him a restand if you want to. And then delete all of your opponent's lowest level things. And then block it, because he can have 17 or 18k at that point. And this is non once per turn. So even if, say, you have 4 memory, which likely be like you can get that, and he also digivolves for cheaper over Abbadomon. So he digivolves for 4. You delete all of your opponent's lowest level Digimon. Then you just do it again. Like, this guy there's 0 protection in the deck other than big numbers, but it is a very much in your face, attack everything style of deck. Alright? So, to get there as quick as we can, we're going to run 3 black memory boosts. Just get your search going and have that little bit of extra memory for if you want to digivolve into your cores or your Abbadomons. Run 2 defense trainings so that you can digivolve into them for cheap. Alright? Playing it from hand, even though that's kind of your Negamon's thing, is not always going to be the correct choice. Alright? 2 scrambles. Just keeping, digivolve, once again, digivolve for cheaper, and of course, stop yourself from decking out, be able to play something if your opponent does something, because you can always play a Soundbird Mon and get some more search going. Alright? 4, analog use. So, his normal thing, on play, reveal top 3, grab a Digimon, trash the rest. That gets you more stuff in trash that you can use for the various trashing and for the various effects of grabbing stuff from trash. He also, if one of your level 5 or higher Digimon is deleted while they have sources, you can suspend him to gain a memory and hatch. Alright, so you can end your opponent's turn, of course, or you can just flat out, just cycle through your Negamons even faster. That is the goal with this deck, is to get to a Abbadomon core as fast as possible. Alright, trash stuff from deck as quick as you can. Get there and make this guy as big as possible to run over everything in your opponent's deck. And of course, the last little bit of help we are running 2 of the BT-15 Tai Kamiyas. Start of your turn, he's a memory fixer. All turns, when an attack target is switched, you can suspend this tamer to draw a card, and one of your Digimon gets plus 2k. So when your Abbadomon core comes out, in order to react to your opponent swinging in, you can just give him even more, even more DP, or if you're going to switch the attack target to something else, using Negamon's effect, you can just buff that up a bit more, and of course, grab a card. And since Abbadomon Core also has collision when your opponent tries to suspend or tries to block because they're going to be forced to, you can also pump up your stuff with this and draw an additional card. Okay, so that's the deck. This is more of a tribal version of the Negamon deck. It's fun. It can win fairly well. The main thing is just remember you don't have protection, so you want to get rid of your opponent's stuff as quick as you can and get to Abbadomon Core as fast as possible. If you can get there on turn 2 or 3, that's probably about as quick as you can. So as soon as your opponent sees you flip the first Negamon, there's a timer now, and yeah. Also, it's the mirror match is really annoying. So good luck with that one. Hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.